All right, so it's Florida Boy Vice back with another video. Finally got the Banshee out today, fresh off work. Figured I'd come to y'all with a little video on what's been going on lately with the Banshee. This video I'm gonna address this front end. I'm gonna put some new pipe shields on that those pipes back there. We're gonna start off with the pipes first, and then I'm gonna address this whole front end. This may take me a couple days, so in this video, you guys have to excuse if I have to skip in and out because I'm doing this after work. So it's a lot of time messing with this front end, especially what I'm doing with it. I am doing the caster and the camber adjustment in this video. We did get it close for the most part, but since I'm adjusting that caster today, all this stuff is going to change. So the whole alignment and everything is going to change. So I am experiencing a little wobbling in the front when I get into 6th gear, so not safe. I do have to do plug chops on this thing, so I want to make sure it's safe and I don't crash again, run it off the road. It's a lot of money invested in this Banshee, so I'm gonna try to get everything complete before I ride it. So this will be a little time-lapse video. If you guys are interested in that, you can watch through this and then watch the riding video. So yeah, I'm gonna start off with the pipes in the rear, and then we're gonna address this front end. So it's a couple things that I bought to help me adjust this front end. One thing is this. Well, this is the only tool that I'm using, but this is a gauge that I bought from ATV Foreplay. So yeah, we're gonna be using this. Basically how you use this, you put it on the A-arm ball joint, and it's gonna tell you the angle of the caster. This is my first time doing this, so you guys gotta forgive me if I don't know what I'm talking about, but I'm gonna figure it out this video. Y'all gonna watch me struggle today. But yeah, we're gonna figure this out. Hopefully we can get everything perfect. I'm gonna keep going until I get everything aligned right. I am a little sick, so that's another thing that I'm battling, but yeah. And another thing we got are these are just the hub nuts. So these are aluminum. They're lighter than the hub nuts and they look nice, so I'm gonna be changing those out. Get rid of these old OEM ones, and we're gonna be changing it to these. So yeah, that's gonna look nice on there. So more light. Later down this year, I'm probably gonna tear the whole rear end on this thing and lighten it up. So yeah. All right, so this is what we're gonna be using for the shields. I did try to use this, but these pipes are a little too thick for those. So we're gonna be using these. I did buy these from Cascades on 16.5 inches. Yeah, I heard a lot of good things about this. So this is what we're gonna be going with. Yeah, if you guys enjoy the time lapse, y'all like, comment, subscribe. All right, so we got the pipe off. Right side is always the hardest, or the left side if you're looking from the front. But yeah, shouldn't have went with those. As you can see, did burn a little bit of my rear shock line. It burnt it a little bit, so hopefully we still be fine with that. It didn't get through the steel part, so we should be okay. But yeah, I should have went with these in the beginning, but yeah, trying to try something new. Came back to bite me. This is also where it burnt the filter at. So yeah, good thing that we changing these out. It would have got worse than this. So yeah. Okay, so me putting these on was a real dumb idea. We did almost burn the coolant hose. We did almost burn the bottom of the coolant hose out. Luckily, the bottom of the coolant hose is protecting my wiring harness, so I'd rather burn that than my wiring harness. And yeah, like I said, we did burn this a little bit. Then it burnt the top of my pre-filters. Kinda. And then we have, I don't know if this thing is leaking right here, if this weld is not good right here. I might have to get that re-welded. But when I took it off, I did see some residue from the gas and the mix and the oil mix on here. So this whole part was full of black oil. So these are brand new pipes. They shouldn't be doing that. I'm gonna have to get that addressed. So yeah, other than that, I'm gonna start it up real quick and get some gas going through it and see if this part is leaking right here. So yeah. All right, so we do have a little leak right here. I don't know what caused that, but yeah, as you can see, it is leaking right there. So I don't know if I can run it like this. You guys let me know down in the comment section. I ended up probably getting this welded for my guy, but yeah, that's crazy that these pipes are brand new and they doing that already. Also starting to chip on this side. Like I said, guys, do not buy pipes from eBay. All right, so if you're gonna buy you some shears, get them from Fast Racing. These are also nickel plated, so another thing that I didn't know when I bought these pipes, but now I know. $1,300 pipes, that's crazy. But yeah, I'm gonna ask my boy to see if I can run it like that, but I don't know if it'll make much of a difference. I don't think it's gonna harm the bike, but better safe than sorry. But yeah, we're gonna work on this front end, and then ask my guy about that, and I'll address that in another video, or I might put it in this video. But yeah, after this we are gonna ride, so you guys stay tuned. All right, so we got the pipe shields on. As you guys can see, these, I should have just went with these in the beginning because I did burn my hose. I talked to that one shock guy, I forgot his name, but I put his name in the video. I'm gonna be sending my Honda shocks out to him soon, so I asked him for his advice on here. He said this should not affect the slow speed and high speed for the shocks. So you guys may know you can adjust those rear shocks for your liking, so that's what I was worried about. So apparently it's a hose under this steel lining, so I shouldn't have to worry about that. So got like 3 layers on it. But yeah, we got the pipe shields on. It's looking nice, looking better than the other ones. So I don't think anything is gonna get burnt with these. This is very thick material, and it slid right on there. So yeah, probably a better idea than the hose. The hose wasn't going on there at all. So we got that on. We finna start working on this front end right now. It's looking like I'm gonna have to take these brakes off because it's in the way of this. This is the tester camber. I was trying to unscrew this piece so I could get it fit in there, but I can't. So I'm just gonna have to take the brakes off and see if we can get this front end adjusted. I'm aiming for -4 degrees on the ball. I'm gonna see if I can get that done. Yeah, so we're gonna see if we can get that done. See if we can get this alignment straight in the front. It's already straight in the rear, so yeah. See if we can get that wobbling to go away. Y'all stay tuned. I'm gonna just jump into the time lapse. All right, so we got the brakes off. Like I said, I'm just doing this so I can get the gauge in here. But yeah, got both sides off. Now it's time to adjust. All right, so I just had to put all the tires back on. This is the part that I'm gonna check the camber itself. Like I said, I'm not a professional at this. This is my first time doing this, but thought about it for a couple of days, and I'm gonna see if it makes sense in my head. I'm gonna put it together. But yeah, so I got the tires back on. We got the brakes out of the way, so we can probably check the camber now. So grab the little tool real quick. I did take these screws off, so I'm gonna tighten them back up real quick. I was trying to get it without taking the brakes off, trying to be lazy. But yeah, so got that all tightened back up. Once I can find my gauge. So we got the gauge right here, as you can see. I'm gonna go ahead and lower the bike back to the ground. Probably should. Yeah, I'm a little OCD about my stuff, so Don't want this scratching up the arms. We'll get these wrapped up. Y'all gotta bear with me. Everything on this bike is brand new. I'm not trying to get anything scratched up. Even though I know it's gonna get scratched up in the trail. But wrap these brakes up real quick so don't be rubbing against the A-arms. All right, so let's lower the bike. Excuse my feet, bare feet. Got the bike lower, get on it, get in its regular position. All right, so let's get this tool. See if we can get the measurement. This goes into here like this. Assuming this goes on top like this. All right, so now it's reading properly. As you can see, we got two. Tighten it up a little bit more. See if we can get it restarted. Look, we got 2.80 over here. Around 2.80. That's that. So this one got to go back a little more, almost another 2 degrees, another 1.5 degrees. It look like. Take this off. Let's get the other side going. Put this around. Very difficult to get this inside of here. I'll probably hit it up with a wrench and see. So this one is way off. This one is looking like it's around 1.45. So that could be causing the part of the problem. 147, 146. So this got to go back a whole 2.5 degrees basically. The other one got to go back 1.5 degrees. We should be right where we needed to be. I'm also going to measure this whole front end, and then I'm gonna have to do a realignment in the. I'm gonna have to do the caster all over again, or whatever it's called, the camber all over again. But yeah, we gonna do a little time lapse and see if we can get it fixed, see if we can get it close at least. This is time consuming. So I'm just gonna restart this whole front end. I'm gonna start from scratch. So after measuring it, it is 52 in the front, which is a little bit more than what I thought it was. I thought it was just like 50. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna adjust these adjustments. I'm gonna push them all the way in, and I'm gonna take the front threads out a little bit to try to give me that -4 in the front for the ball joint. So that's what I'm gonna try to do. I'm gonna measure the rear now and see what it's at. So the rear is at 50 as well. I mean, the rear is at 50 and the front is at 52. So I'm gonna try to get the front at either 49.5 or 50 on the dot. Like I said in my last video, these are 4+1 offset wheels. So imagine if I had a 3-2 offset wheels. These will be probably at 54 inches right now. So yeah, these A-arms are a little wider than +2+1 A-arms. So we're gonna play around with that and see if we can get it adjusted properly. So I'm gonna have to take off just the top A-arms. As you can see, Fireball did a good job with making these A-arms. They make it to where you can just take the top ones off without messing with the bottom ones, so saves you a lot of time. Also gives you the option to play with that caster adjustment and the camber adjustment, toe in and toe out. You know, it's a lot of adjustments with these A-arms, so they will worth the money. So $1,000 for these A-arms, they're worth the money. So yeah, I'm gonna rip all this off in this time lapse here. You guys enjoy the rest of the video. Alright, so man, we got a mess. That's one thing about me when I'm working on these Banshees. I be such in a rush that I be making a mess and losing tools, and that's one thing that I hate. That's one thing that makes me hate working on the Banshee. It's just how my mind works, and you know, I'm just so unorganized that I'm looking for tools at the same time while I'm trying to work on the Banshee, getting frustrated. But other than that, we got the 2 ball joints loose. That was pretty hard. They was pretty good stuck in there. What I did was, this is one of the lug nuts that goes on the wheel. I just flipped this upside down and used this part to As you can see, it's already ridges in there that catches on to the wheel. So I just use this part. It's a flat side, so it popped them right up after a couple taps with that hammer. So being careful, but efficient at the same time. So I'm gonna take these off and continue the time lapse for you guys. All right, this is what I mean by those Fireball A-arms, very adjustable. I never used roll design, but these are up there with roll design. As you can see, you can take it off the top and the bottom is still connected. So all these are a couple spacers in between here. This is fully adjustable, this is fully adjustable, and of course you got your grease zerks. As you can see, one of the pieces fell out. But yeah, I'm gonna sit here and play with this, and I'm gonna come back to you guys. All right, so the caster adjustment, one side measured at 1.49 and the other side measured at 1.04. So I'm guessing I have to screw this side, the front side, out one thread and then match both sides. To get that 4, I'm probably gonna screw out 4 threads on this side and 3 threads on that side. All right, so it's been a couple of days now. Man, this is real time consuming, but yeah, so I believe I got the caster in a good spot. I went ahead and measured both sides with a tape measure, made sure they were the same. What I mean by measuring with a tape measure, I just measured from this point to this point, and they were about ½ inch each side. So put some torque marker on there, that way, you know, a little overkill just to make sure it doesn't move. But now we're working on these bottom ball joints right now. I'm trying to get the whole the width of the quad in about 1 inch at least, probably about 50.5, maybe 49 to 50.5 will be the sweet spot. That's what I'm trying to get it at, or 50, of course. So yeah, like I said, we got both sides even. I believe the caster is correct now. So it read at, like, I put the picture on this video, so I believe it was around 4.8 for one side, and the other side was at like 5 or something like that. So I just measured this side, and I believe I took an extra thread out, or put an extra thread in to match the other side. So if that side was 4.8, this side I mean, that side was 5.0, this side was 4.8. I put the thread out, probably one more thread out to get them both at 5. Like I said, this floor is like 1 degree offset right now, so that will make both sides at like 4 or 3 point something. So yeah, I believe the caster is correct. The only way I'm gonna tell is when I'm riding it, but I did have to take the bolts off the shocks, as you can see, just to get this ball joint out of here, because I tried to take off these tie rods, but they're stuck in there pretty good. So I know one day I'm gonna have trouble taking that off. I didn't even want to deal with that, so I went ahead and took the shock bolt out and had my brother hold the hub while I hit it out of here. And I chipped a piece of my powder coat off during the process, that you guys can see. For you guys out there who are saying powder coat is the strongest thing ever, I barely hit that in the chip. But yeah, for the most part, powder coat is cool, but it is overhyped. But yeah, so we're just gonna jump back into the time lapse. I'm not gonna make this video too long. Planning on putting a little riding video at the end of this, just so you guys can see how it's riding. I'm not gonna go too crazy, not gonna rip it too much, because I'm still in that 10-hour time period. This is the most crucial part of a build, the first 10 hours. So planning on doing plug chops, getting my tuning correct, and then I'm gonna go out ripping it, and you know, of course, fix the wobble in front and all that good stuff. Right now, just dialing in. And yeah, you guys stay tuned. I'm gonna jump right into the time lapse. All right, so I feel like we got to a good point now. Got those ball joints suggested at the bottom of where I wanted to be. I just took a measuring tape and measured them out. Yeah, like I said, guys, it's my first time doing this. So if you guys have any criticism, any tips, leave it in the comment section below. And I'll read everything. But this is not a how-to video by any means. This is my first time doing this, and I know it's not a lot of people doing this on YouTube, especially not with a Banshee. Seen a guy do it with a Raptor, kind of took some ideas from him. But after this, we are going to jump right into that camber adjustment. This video is getting kind of long, so I'm just gonna skip right to that. I'm not gonna do that on time lapse. But yeah, it's been a couple days in the making. Like I said, I did torque these shock bolts down. I use a torque wrench on almost everything that I can. I'm just OCD about stuff like that, like I said. But yeah, I'm gonna jump right into the camera for you guys, and we'll go from there, and then I'll try to ride it around the block. Like I said, I'm not gonna rip on it too much, but I'm gonna ride it around the block for you guys, just to see if that wobbling fix, and then I'm gonna do some plug chops on this in another video. But guys, stay tuned. All right, so let's see about this wobbling. I got a small leak out the carburetor down here, and also it's still leaking right here a little bit, so I have to fix that. So yeah, let's see if it wobbles. so we back at the crib. She rode beautifully today, no complaints. I think I got that pilot jet right where it needs to be, or if not, I have to turn in probably about a half turn. It stuttered only on about 2 gears today, but I rode it around for about 10 to 15 minutes, and after that, it was riding smoothly. So, and it crunk up first kick, so I think we right where we needed to be at without the choke, actually. But yeah, as far as the front end, it's still wobbling. I did put torque marker on everything, as you guys can see. I am gonna make a part 2, so you guys stay tuned for that. I'm gonna make a part 2 because this video is just getting too long. And I still gotta change the hub nut on here, and I'll show you guys the measurements in the next part. I don't feel like pulling out that gauge and all that stuff. So, but yeah, we got everything torqued down. Nothing seemed to move. I'll probably have to adjust this tie rod a little bit more because I think I got the caster and camber right on where it needs to be. I did a lot of adjustments throughout the days, so it took me a while. I done been sick like 2 times, had to go to the hospital, all type of stuff, but we still got it done. And like I said, after this, we will make a part 2. But I'm thinking about playing with this tie rod just to get the toe in. I believe that's what it's called, out a little bit more. Right now, it's about 0.5 in the front. I mean, like toed in 0.5. So I probably put a 1/4 inch out. That might be the reason why it's wobbling, or the air pressure on the tires. I'm also gonna retighten the hubs up. That might be a culprit. But yeah. And then another thing, she was leaking a little gas today. I haven't started it up in about a week now, but I haven't rode it in probably about a month. So yeah, she was leaking a little bit of gas out of there. I did just put these float bowls on here, and yeah, I've been moving around a lot, so that's probably why the reason. After it leaked the first time, it stopped leaking. So I guess you guys let me know if that's normal on a Banshee, but still got that oil leak back here. I'm gonna put a little bit more exhaust sealant on there, see if I can get it sealed up a little bit more. Like I said, I did buy these pipes from eBay, and this seller, I'm not gonna say their name. The seller start with a V. So y'all stay away from them when it comes to buying the shear pipes. I would highly suggest getting the chrome ones from Fast Racing, and you won't have to go through what I'm going through. Like I said, they look good, as you can see. If I can show it on the camera. The camera's not picking it up. But we got a little small chip right here. It's hard to see on the camera. There it is. As you guys can see, it's a small chip right there, and it's starting to bubble. So eventually that whole nickel plating is gonna come off. So I'm gonna have to hit them up about that. I doubt they helped me out with that situation because I had these pipes for over a year now. But yeah, other than that, all the other stuff is out the way. I still gotta do plug chops, and we be good. This baby will be 100% complete, and I'll be doing some trail rides. Got a little video out there. You guys can hear how it sounds. It sounded pretty good. But when I get into that 5th and 6th gear, it's really scary to be on this thing. But yeah, like I said, I'm gonna make a part 2. And another thing is, like I said, I'm not an expert at this. So you guys have any tips, leave it in the comment section below. But you guys already know, if you ain't biking, you ain't lifing. Y'all like, comment, subscribe, and y'all be easy.